Hey guys, it's Jimmy Bremner coming at you from CTOA. I'm on the Urban Trail. And Dexter, come and say hello. Say hi to your fans. There's the boy. Now, long weekend. Have a great long weekend. Careful driving. Traffic's heavy. Patience. Okay, so that said, I said I'd do a dollar store Bushcrafting. Like I said, it's like the $4 store. It's interesting. I live in the city, clearly, right? And the noise you're hearing right now, I don't hear it. But when I watch the videos, review the videos, it's pretty noisy. You become deaf to it in the city. Okay, with that said, dollar store bushcraft. I'm going to go through what you can get. I'm going to make some suggestions, like I said, to go elsewhere to get what you need to enjoy yourself in a walk, in a ravine park, what have you. Okay, so what you can get is a dry bag. Again, you get 3 of these, different sizes. Everything's $3, $4. So I put the contents of that in the dry bag, and you can pick up these. They're like a little backpack type of thing. Some places give them away, so you don't need to go searching for a backpack or anything like that. You see a lot of younger people wearing these. They're lightweight. You can put them in a pocket. They're actually not a bad bag. Like I say, I'm a shoulder bag guy, but these will do. That said, put my gear in the dry bag, in the little backpack. So what's in the bag? You can get paracord. It has a fire steel on it, and a little scraper, but there's a bit of a blade there, And so you have that bracelet. It does have a whistle. Whistle's important. Calling Dexter or signaling for help. So it has that there for you. Now, when I say paracord, it's not mil-spec paracord. It's somewhat suspect when you look at it. Don't bet your life on it. So we've got that. Gloves. They're even camo. Dollar store. And these are actually $1.25. Whistle. Okay, now that's going to drive me crazy. I don't like things that rattle and make noises, but I'll stuff a piece of cotton in there, and when I need to use it, I will. Bright orange, can't lose it. Good for signaling. Has a bit of a lanyard on it, and you can spin that around if you're trying to signal. It has a, rudimentary compass on it. It seems to, be doing its job right now. It also is a match case, waterproof, has a signal mirror, and I have my strike anywhere matches in here. But make sure that you take off the side of the matchbox, the striking surface, and put it in there with your matches. Because matches, they're interesting. They work. They need the 2 surfaces to get together to make that chemical reaction to give you the flame. So make sure you have that in there. And now, I've got a really basic poncho and a space blanket. That said, I do have 50-gallon drum liner, and this will make better shelter and better rain gear than this poncho at the dollar store. You can get, it's not paracord. It looks like paracord. It doesn't feel like paracord, and certainly when I look at the innards, it's not paracord, but it is, a line. It is a ridge line if you need it, or any other utility, you can use it for that, but don't bet your life on it. Bug spray. Gotta have some bug dope with you. Got this orange signal panel says SOS on it, but again, if you need to signal. What's interesting is they actually have some pretty good fishing bait and lures there. Got some rubber worms and minnows there. And the thing is, if you're going to buy fish hooks, buy small fish hooks, because you can catch big fish on small hooks, but you can't catch small fish on big hooks. And that said, so the Don River here, believe it or not, in the fall has salmon running in it. It's amazing to see. And as we get to fall, I don't want to rush summer, but I'll try and get a video of them swimming upstream. It's absolutely amazing in the middle of the city. Now that said, down at Tommy Thompson Park, you can fish there, and you can catch panfish, crappie, sunfish, small bass, and steelhead, like if you're further out. But so, you know, if fishing for me is not a, it's not about catching fish, it's more of a meditation type of thing. And they do have line at the dollar store, and with this that whistle, you could make sort of a hobo fishing kit with it, and you can cast out and then reel it back in with that, and in place of the matches you could keep some hooks and split shot lead in there if you care to do that. Candle, I talked about this last video. They're fantastic. Again, chap lips, grease a firearm, waterproof a hat, your boots, fantastic. Not to mention the heat and flame and all of that you get out of it. You can get some pretty good electrical tape, not duct tape, but it'll do the job. They have actually dollar store, not a bad headlight. Okay, not a bad headlight. You know, it has a strobe there, as you can see, and it's not bad. I found this interesting eating tool. Some of us are not adept with chopsticks, but this is pretty cool. And lighter, again, like why make life hard on yourself? Not a Bic lighter. These are actually 2 for $1, and they last for quite a long time. Finally, in the bottom, love my Eat More bar. Okay, and Ben's. Okay, I think it's called Ben's, and this is again more bug dope. So, water bottle. Let me just back up. Let me talk about a hat, also at the dollar store. Has the bug netting this time of year, really important. Okay, so you want to have that. So water bottle. I talked about water bottle. Now, like I said, most steel canteens in the dollar store are about $5 to $7. Or again, like steel water bottles. Okay, they're about $5 to $7. And they're thermoses, they're double walled, and I talked about the hazard of those if you're boiling. Then they have, again, plastic water bottles with straws in them, and you know, the straw, could you use the straw for something other than the water, siphoning the water out? Yeah, you could use it in a fire starting role by blowing air and oxygen into that ember and getting that to ignite into flame. So there is another way that you could use the straw, but I have to tell you, again, the water bottles they're suspect, and I don't think they're worth the money. So where am I going with that? Go to Army Surplus. This is a Rothko kind of retro, you know, Vietnam era kind of canteen thing. It comes with the Alice clips on it. But what you get with it, okay, you get a cooking cup, you get the small stove with it, and you get a really robust, no leak canteen for about $17. It's a great deal. And of course, it has the pocket for your water tabs, for purification, that type of thing. So I think, you know, it's better to pay a little bit more money, just looking at what Dexter's doing here, and have something that's going to last a while And again, it has many uses. You can dig with this. There's so many things you can do. Last thing, again, this is, it's from a dollar store, but it's about $7. It's not a Swiss Army by any stretch of the imagination. It's your eating tool. It does separate, fork, spoon, corkscrew. You can use it for untying knots, multi-use, can opener, bottle opener, and it has a fairly substantial knife. And guess what? No serrated blade this time. All right, but it's good for like all of those things. It doesn't weigh much. Again, the quality, you know, I'm not betting my life on it, but I'm trying to eat with it. So it's a great tool for that. Again, the comments are great. I do read them. I look at them and consider things. You say, like, you don't wear a shamog. You know, and you said you don't like cotton. Well, no, not exactly. What I was saying is that cotton is just not the best for insulating you, and but that said, it has many uses. So I always carry cotton bandanas. Again, these are at the dollar store. I carry these when Dexter's not wearing one. It has many uses. It can be used in a first aid, self-aid situation. But more importantly, when you light a fire, you want to consider your next fire. So by tearing this up and taking a tin, you know, this is bigger than the Sucret's tin. But what you do is you put pieces of punk wood. Punk wood is it's like dried wood, usually like pine. Old dried pine is really good for punk wood, and if it has some sap in it, a bit of fat wood, it's good as well. But that said, you put it in there with your cotton. You take your awl and poke a small hole in it. You put this on the fire, and it's going to turn black, and you'll see smoke emanating from that hole. When the smoke stops, obviously let it cool down, and open it up, and you'll have charcoal in there, and you can use that to strike. If you have a carbon steel blade on your knife, you can use some flint to spark onto that charcoal, and you get an ember, and you can, with a bird's nest, you can start a fire and get it all going. You can, of course, you can use a magnifying glass to do that. You can use a ferro rod to do the same thing to get the spark onto your char tin. So things to consider. This, what I wear, it's a nylon, very thin, you know, scarf, and the reason I wear it is it's full of bug dope. Okay, and I can pull this up around my head and protect myself from the bugs. I'm very fair skinned. I don't do well with bug bites, especially black flies. I just swell up, and that's why I carry Benadryl with me. In terms of first aid, in this kit, there's really not a whole lot you can buy at the dollar store that's first aid. You can buy boo-boo, you know, things like that there to, you know, band-aids and such. But if I need to make a tourniquet, in this case, I usually carry that, as you know, but I can make it out of this scarf. Is it the best thing? No. I do have cotton for pressure bandages and one triangular bandage in this bag. So that's it. That's the Urban Trail for the beginning of the long weekend, you know, Victoria Day. Again, have a great weekend. Be careful, and thanks so much, and we'll see you again soon on the Urban Trail. Jimmy Bremner, CTOA, I'm out.